Okay, next tutorial. This look is actually a look, no one's requested this look, it's just something I really wanted to do. It's meant to be Tonto from the new upcoming movie, the Disney movie, The Lone Ranger. I literally, yesterday, I was just watching random videos on YouTube and an advert popped up for The Lone Ranger and my jaw just dropped. I was like, I have to do this makeup, I have to. So yeah, I forgive the slapdashness of this costume. I only had like a day to put it together, so yeah. I really hope you guys enjoy it. Obviously, it looks very rough. That's the point. It's got to be very cracky and rushed and that kind of a weathered look. So yeah, but you'll see as it goes on. So yeah. So if you'd like to see how to recreate this look, stay tuned. So for the first step, as usual, I'm going to block out my eyebrows. You guys don't have to do that out there if you don't want to. Only reason I'm doing it is because I don't know. I think the Fuller's Earth that I'm going to use will cover them, but I don't want to risk it really because my eyes are quite dark. So yeah, so I'm going to block those out. I won't teach you guys how to do it in this video because the video will be really long otherwise. So I'll pop a link here to one of my previous tutorials. So if you just watch the first few minutes of that, it should teach you how to do it. So I'm going to do that and get back to you. So there we are. So now my eyebrows are covered in Spirit Gum and wax. So now I can start on the next step, which will be the foundation. So what I'm going to be doing is something a little bit different than what I usually do on my channel. I'm going to be using some Fuller's Earth. Now the reason I'm going to be using this is because he's got a white face paint basically, but it's cracking quite badly around this whole area here. Not his mouth or his nose, just this whole area. And I suppose one way of getting it would be using a really, really cheap face paint, but I just don't think the cracks would be enough and it probably irritate your skin more than anything. So my idea is to mix some Fuller's Earth, which is basically a beauty mask type thing. That when you mix with water becomes this kind of mud, but when it goes on it dries and cracks. But I think you can get it bleached, but I've not. Basically, I've got this colour, so I need to make it white. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix it with some Snazaroo Clown White, adding a tiny bit of water to activate this. It doesn't take much water to get this going. That will give me the white face. I don't want to. I would paint this on and then paint the white over it, but I would imagine after this dries, it will start flaking off and it will just start mixing on my face, and I don't want that. So I'm just going to pre-mix it. So I'm going to do that and get back to you. So there we are. You should have this nice off-white paste basically. So I'm going to apply that all over my face with a foundation brush, being quite thick with it because I want it, when it dries, I want it to really have deep cracks in it. I'm only going to apply it, as I said, to this whole area here, not on my eyes and not down my nose or around my mouth, but you'll see. I'm going to apply just regular clown white over that, but I'll show you as I'm doing it. So there we are. So I've left my eyes, my nose and my mouth. So now I can just literally colour that in with regular Snazaroo Clown White. I'm not going to really bother with my hairline too much because I'm going to have a whole bandana going across there, so I don't need a huge amount of detail beyond there really, so I'm going to leave that for now. So I'm just going to apply Snazaroo Clown White just to my chin and part of my neck. Okay, and I'm also going to apply some Snazaroo Clown White to the eyes as well. There we are, so I'm just going to give that about 10 minutes to dry. It's already started going now, you can see it's starting to crack and go really, really icky. Yeah, so you'll know when it dries because it will go a lot darker. So there we are, nice and cracky. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some white hairspray and I'm going to apply this directly onto my skin, onto my face. Obviously avoiding the eye area and the mouth area and that. Main reason I'm doing this is because when you apply hairspray, coloured hairspray in particular, to let's say your back of your hand, once that dries, that cracks as well. Plus, it will seal a lot of these cracks in, so bits won't fall off and stuff like that. Now, I know a lot of people out there are probably worried about doing this. You haven't got to do this. The only reason I'm doing it is because I've done it before in the past and the effect seems really good. Just make sure it is safe to do. Just make sure you're in a well-ventilated area. As I said, you don't go directly on your eyes. And the main thing, like using an airbrush, don't inhale when you're doing it. So just literally breathe out and then spray, that kind of thing. So I'm going to do that in my bathroom, which is where the vent is, and we'll go from there. So now I'm going to start on the eye makeup. So I'm going to take some M.A.C Black Fluid Line in Black Track, which is basically a black green that's safe for the waterline of your eyes. I'm going to use this to cover all of my eyes just because it blends really nicely and it's going to look really, really dark. So I'm going to apply this to all over my eyelid, in my waterline of my eye, and quite far underneath the eye. But I'll take a dry brush after I've applied it and smoke it outwards, but you'll see as I'm doing it. So there we are, just a really simple shape, just as long as the edges are smokied out, with just blend it out with a dry brush. It's fine. Doesn't have to be neat at all because it really doesn't look like it is in the film. So then I'm going to take some MAC black eyeshadow and a really, really fluffy brush. Now the idea is I'm going to start tracing on just some, not wrinkles as such, just shaded areas I suppose, like down the nasal labial folds and maybe in between the eyebrows maybe. Yeah, just to give a bit more depth to it. So for the lines going across the face, seem to be going inwards and outwards, I'm just going to take a black Snazaroo watercolour and I'm going to start ever so slightly just drawing them on, and then I'll start thickening them up as I go along really. So I'll start in the corner of the eye, I think. There we are. Then I'm just going to take some of the the MAC black eyeshadow again, and a really fluffy brush, and I'm just going to really delicately, not with too much colour, just dab it over the white, just so it can pick up those cracks a little bit better. And I'm just going to put a tiny bit of that eyeshadow on the lips as well. I covered the lips with a foundation if you couldn't tell yet. So yeah, so it just looks really messy and weathered, and yeah. So don't worry, I know I've said already, but it's annoying me looking at my hairline. I've not continued it, but there's no need to because I'm going to be covering most of that. So yeah. Anyway, so now I'm going to take some Grimas translucent powder, and I'm ever so lightly going to dust this all over the black, just making it look a little tiny bit more weathered and just not so fresh. Funny thing about this makeup is the longer you wear it, the more authentic it will look, because it will start to crack more and bits will start to raise and it will just look more weathered, really. For the costume, you're not allowed to laugh at my costumes because I've made them really quickly because I really wanted to do this look. Like, I only just saw the advert for it yesterday, so I was like, oh, I have to do this. So I've made a quick armoury neck piece dealie. I mean, it's similar to the one in the film. I tried, which is literally just straws and polystyrene balls all glued together and sprayed in different colours to make them look more rustic, and that is going to be pinned to my chest area, and I'm going to have a really long wig, but you'll see that now. And there we are. So I've popped on my collar plate necklace thing that I made, my wig, which is just a long straight wig that I've done some individual plaits to and put some just like stitches and knots in, and yeah, just to make it look a bit textured. The headband is literally loads of random bits of light coloured fabric that I've just cut into strips really roughly, and I've dyed them with like inks and coffee, I think, with some of these, just to give them that kind of texture as in the film. And the bird, that's the bit you're not allowed to laugh at. Basically, I don't have any crows or raven like little mini statue things lying around, and I was going to order one, but I got really impatient and wanted to do this tutorial as soon as possible, so I quickly made one. I've never made a bird before, and yeah, this is what I've come up with. I'm sure you guys can do better, so, but yeah, this is my little bird. He's got feathers on him and he's got wings, so sorry. So that's it. That's my Tonto makeup tutorial. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you like it, make sure to rate, comment, subscribe, all that jazz, and yeah, so until next time, bye.